Well, Danny, congratulations, another win, but was that your most hard-fought one yet?
Well, I think it's our best win as a group. If you want to be a successful team, you have to find ways of winning when you don't play well. You're not going to play well for 46 games in the season. Today we looked very tired. I thought it was a really tired performance, actually. I have to be fair to the group, because whenever a new manager comes in, there's a change in terms of the training methodology and the intensity in training. There's also a change in the style of play. We knew that people like Ryan Williams and Ronan had run 1,400 metres of high speed running on Friday, and I think that showed in the performance today. And we'll obviously go away and evaluate. Maybe we could have freshened the group up. It's quite tough. Normally, when the games come thick and fast over an Easter weekend, we'd freshen the top end of the pitch up, but we haven't quite got that luxury as a club at the moment with the injuries and suspensions we have in those key positions. So I don't want to be too critical of the boys, because I think they certainly gave us all that they had. But probably we had people maybe just at 80 and 90% today, and when you have that, then it's very hard to win football matches. You have to really dig deep, and of course today we played Wigan. They left the grass a little bit longer, so we weren't quite able to get into our patterns and get the control that we would have liked. But having said that, if we can't get the control in the patterns, there are other ways to get the control in the game. And if we're honest, it was a transitional game, and we didn't do quite well enough at making the first and the second pass. And sometimes when it's transitional and the game is the possession is changing continually, then you have to be very good in between that and be good enough to make the first two passes to then be able to execute your skills, and we didn't do that. So I think we take a lot of learning from it. I was happy with the second half performance in the first half. I thought we played with more intensity in the second half. And what you have to remember, people think that in football you get control, rhythm, fluency and dominance through in possession, but actually it's always out possession. And first half out possession, we could definitely have been better. I was really pleased with the subs. I thought, Andy Cannon come on and took 3 on and smashed it in the top corner. That's exactly what I asked him to do at half time. He was. I thought, he come on and had an instant impact, didn't he? And not only that, he was the one that gave us a bit of dynamism. I thought he was able to get hold of the ball, and then we were able to get some counters with Marcus and with Ryan and with Ronan. And Harvey White, just a young boy but really intelligent, and he was the one that actually gave us a little bit of calmness and composure. So it was an important win. If we're staying true to ourselves, it wasn't a good performance. We have to play a lot better than that if we want to go on and achieve what we want to as a group. But like I said I do think that we have to be fair with the players, and I think the fairness is that it's the first time that we've played back-to-back games. We're a new group. The training methodology has changed. Maybe the training intensity has changed. The style of play has changed, certainly with a high press, and we look tired. So I'll give them that one today. But like I said to them in the dressing room after, that we'll go to Burton and we'll be fresh for Burton because we've got a couple of days extra to recover. But on Tuesday when we're at Crewe, I won't be as sympathetic, because I'll expect them to be able to adapt. And like I said, we're a good group. They're an honest, hard-working group, and you have to show a level of resilience and durability when maybe you're not playing at your best.
And with those subs that you brought on, I think Andy and Harvey, we saw you having conversations with them even during the first half, so it must have always been on your mind to introduce them at some point.
Yeah, like I said, I'll always look at myself first, and I think I will go away and look at maybe could I freshen the team up in some way. Like I said, I'd like to freshen the top end of the pitch up, because it's those guys that are doing the real high intensity running. But actually it probably needed a bit more freshness in the middle. We saw that quite early. And yeah, so once you see that, you want to prepare the players as best as you can. So we just wanted them to see some pictures of the game and try to I suppose, educate them on what they were seeing, and so that when they did come on, they were prepared to be able to do what we asked of them. And like I said, I thought they did great when they come on, and Rasmus and James too. You know, Rasmus must have headed 3, 4, 5 balls in our box in the last 10 minutes, and that allowed us to see the game out without them probably having any attempts on our goal.
I think we had it at Shrewsbury as well, where there were 7 minutes added on at the end. What are your nerves like during those times when the balls are being thrown into your box?
Well, you'd prefer not to have 7 minutes, but I think unfortunately we obviously had the Sean Raggett injury, which looks a really bad one, unfortunately. He looks like a fractured cheekbone, but there's a lot of swelling, so we'll obviously get that X-rayed and find out more on that. But that took a long while, and their boy Callum Lang goes off with what looked like concussion to me, so that took a long time. So I understand probably where the 7 minutes come from. No, I just think what you have to do in that period is be calm and have a process on how you see the game out. And if you'd like to be able to have the control and the rhythm, and if you have, you go and find a second goal. If you haven't quite got the control and the rhythm, then you've got to see the game out in another way. But you know, what we all have to remember is that in a 46-game season, you don't play well in every single game. So what you have to try to do is, when you don't play well, is find a way. And you know, we did that today. But again, I go back to it. There's lots of work to do. There's real lots of work to do. And I enjoyed today in the respect that I learnt a lot, and that's good for us moving forward.
And just a word on Rags, obviously you'll know more later in the week, but what's the sort of best case, worst case scenario in that one?
Well, I mean, he's as tough as they come. I can't think of a braver player that I've worked with in 14 years. I suppose the worst scenario is an operation. It doesn't look good at all. And I suppose the best scenario is that he doesn't need one, and it's just actually swelling and not a displacement of the cheekbone. But like I said, it's really early for me to comment in too much detail. So we'll get him home, we'll rest him up, and then we'll make some decisions from there.
What do you do now to make sure that you do go to Burton and you're full of the energy that you need?
Well, I think we get back on the coach. We enjoy the coach journey home, and then get some sleep over the next sort of 24 hours and make sure that we recover properly, and then we'll be back into training. And you know, the training can be done in all different ways. Certainly the finishers, the boys that finished that finished the game, they will be able to do some more work on the grass and some more high intensity work. The boys that played, you know, there's many different ways to learn. We can definitely, it'll definitely be some departmental and some collective meetings on what we saw and how we could have performed better. So we'll do some work in the video room doing that, and then in departments, you know, there were some good aspects. That you know, we certainly defended our box very well, but we like to play a much higher energy and a high pressing game than that. But we didn't have the physical quality to do that. And again, to be fair to the players, you know, they've only been trained by us for a very short period of time in a quite congested period. So we have to make sure that we work towards being able to play our high energy, high pressing game on a Saturday, and then on a Tuesday, and then on a Saturday, because that is what this league requires if you want to be successful.
Thanks, Danny. Safe trip back.
Pleasure.